State-ranked Power square off tonight in Belleville for a good old-fashioned showdown inside of the Colt Corral, where undefeated Clear Fork hosts state number 6 Ontario in the de facto MOAC championship match. And it's all coming your way live and free exclusively on the OH Report, in the palm of your hand, streaming on smartphones, tablets, TVs, and PCs. And it's all on the way next.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Good evening and welcome inside of the Colt Corral at Clear Fork High School for the Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement pregame show alongside international champion Jesse Ryder. I am Brian Skowronski, and we've got two of the very best girls soccer programs in the entire state. Jesse, they just so happen to be right here in Richland County, separated by just a few miles.
Absolutely. What a fun night we're going to have. The weather's great. The field is great. The teams are great. This is going to be a great night, a lot of fun, competitive matchup. I think both of these teams are kind of curious, how do we match up against each other? They both have done incredibly well so far, but you love to be the local power, the top local team. I think they're really curious, how good are we in terms of the sectional when we get to tournaments, the area. And so this is going to be a fun night tonight.
Pause for a quick second and honor America with the playing of our national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. So there we go, recognizing the red, white, and blue, coming off of a special weekend, of course, the anniversary of 9/11. Always gives you goosebumps anytime you hear that national anthem to start a game. Jesse, you were talking about both of these teams and just the curiosity that I'm sure that they both have. How are we going to stack up against the top two teams in the area that we'll, I guess, find out tomorrow, actually, where they rank in terms of your top five. But I'm going to guess 1 and 2. And we'll begin with the Ontario Lady Warriors, who have been about as dominant as you can possibly be. They have outscored their foes so far, 51-9, Mr. Ryder. They've won their last 5, an impressive 35-2 as well.
That certainly is an impressive stat whenever you have score lines like that. And I know what I love about these two programs is they want to play the very best. So you look at their schedule, and there are teams who are in the state final 4, teams who are in the state finals, the Elite 8. They want those teams on their schedule every year because they want to be one of those teams. That is always their goal at programs like this, with coaching staffs like this and players like these. They want to be the elite teams. And so I think when you look at some of the stats that Ontario has produced so far, the score line of 35-2, that is an incredible statistic considering you look at some of the teams they have played. I know their conference is not the strongest outside of maybe Clear Fork right here, but the other teams, certainly Ontario has been the dominant team in the conference. So,
sure.
But you get this game tonight. You get the top 2 in the conference, top 2 in the area, everything to kind of play for tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think what's most intriguing about Ontario is that their top 2 players, Jesse, are 9th graders, brand new to the varsity level and high school just in general. When you look at what Hattie and Addie have been able to do, 26 goals for 2 freshmen so far, and we're talking just through 8 matches.
Absolutely dominant to start the season so far. I mean, sometimes you'll get talented freshmen, and it takes them a game or two to adjust to the speed, to the physicality, to this, all the different things. But Addie opens her freshman campaign with 6 goals in her debut, and Hattie only had a couple that night. So I think these are 2 incredible freshmen who are very good players, but also have a nose for the goal, which is sometimes uncommon at the age. You can get very talented players who maybe just can't score goals, but these girls, they can score, and they know how to set each other up, and they are just fun to watch.
Yeah, you see the 16 assists as well, so they're not just looking to score. They are setting up each other and their teammates as well. For Clear Fork, also a team that's been about as dominant as you can be, 31-4. They have put up that kind of numbers against the competition, and 5 shutouts in 8 matches. That's what I like most about this Clear Fork squad, is they have great goalkeeping with Renee Anders, and they really get it done on the back line.
Yeah, a little bit different stylistically. Certainly Clear Fork is going to defend, great defensively, as you mentioned, great goalkeeping. A little more opportunistic in their chances. I think Ontario, the goals just kind of find them. Clear Fork, they have to work hard for their goals. And I think early on in the season that was a bit of a struggle. But it seems they've kind of found that chemistry a little bit where goals seem to just kind of be coming freely now. They've got multiple goal scorers as well, not necessarily a dominant, kind of one-sided striker, but they have probably 4 or 5 girls who are capable of scoring from different parts of the field.
The lady that I want to focus on here tonight in our pregame spotlight is Annika Labaki. 5 goals, 6 assists for her for Clear Fork. And you're right, they got about 3 girls that have very similar numbers. This kid, too, a hat trick on her 17th birthday, so she certainly knows how to celebrate in style.
That's a fun way to celebrate your birthday, absolutely. And she's a phenomenal player. She can do just a little bit of everything. She can score, she can assist, but really when you watch her, what's probably more impressive than her stat line is she just kind of dominates the middle of the field. She'll win the ball, gets her head up, and kind of transition. A lot of the transition play for Clear Fork will come through her in the middle, and so if she's able to be effective tonight, I think they're going to be able to get some solid looks on goal.
Well, Jesse, you had to coach a couple of teams before you came here tonight, so we didn't have a chance for you to get in your graphics as far as your keys to the game. So I'm just going to give you mine, and then we'll see if you tend to agree with what I'm throwing out here. So let's begin with Ontario. I just feel like this is a team coming on the road. They've kind of owned Clear Fork here as of late. Seize control early. Score first. Come out and just be like, yeah, we're still big sister. Things don't change just because we have freshmen running the program up top. So if they can score first here on the road, it's always great, of course, when you score first. But I think they're going to win the match if they have the first goal.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of truth in that because I think there's a lot of mind games and maybe even unknown mind games that kind of take into effect in games like these where everyone is pretty much aware of the dominance that Ontario has had over Clear Fork over the past couple of years. It's not that Clear Fork has not had good teams. It's just Ontario has had great teams. And so it's one of those things where if Clear Fork were to get scored on first, can they battle back? Can they fight through that adversity?
Right.
Or is it just like, oh, here we go again. It's that Ontario team. I think this is a Clear Fork team that perseveres and can fight through that a little bit. This is a different Clear Fork team, certainly a different Ontario team. But I think you're right on that. I think that whoever scores first certainly favors the outcome of the game.
And the key for me tonight on the other side, how about just rely on Renee? She's been so solid in goal all season long up to this point for Clear Fork. As mentioned, she got those 5 shutout victories already. She seems to be a very vocal goalkeeper who kind of dictates a lot of the action. So I think if Clear Fork can just get a solid outing out of her, then probably Ontario doesn't score first, and probably Clear Fork can at least play to a draw or a dub.
Yeah, I would agree with that to the sense. I would say I don't think Clear Fork has seen the attacking prowess of a team like Ontario yet, who's had so many dynamic goal scorers. And so certainly Renee is going to have to be big tonight. She's going to have a great game. But defensively, Clear Fork, they're so good defensively. They're going to have to be great tonight. Ontario can just score in a variety of ways with a variety of players, and so Clear Fork just got to play that lockdown defense and really got to figure out how are you going to eliminate touches for Addie and Hattie and force some other players to score goals and to do some big things.
That is going to wrap up our Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement pregame as we are officially underway here at the Colt Corral. Such an exciting night of soccer here. The two very best squads in Richland County for many years going. And an instant scoring opportunity here for the Lady Warriors. Good-looking cross. And there's Addie Turnbaugh, the senior, just off target.
Yeah, who's a phenomenal player. And we spent a lot of time talking about the two freshmen, but Addie Turnbaugh is a seasoned veteran on this team who's been doing this since her freshman year. And, it's a shame we don't get to mention her earlier. I mean, her stats probably don't quite match up to the others, but she is a good player. She can play pretty much all over the field. And a good opportunity for Ontario right away. Light pressure on the wing, they just play the ball in across, and just a bit of a big touch from Addie, but that's a good-looking start there from Ontario.
Here's Labaki passing off here to Zoe Lamp. Warriors are going to force the turnover, and they will.
Addie Pittman with the turnover there. Just doesn't quite break the back line. I think that's going to be what's key. Is Clear Fork plays so compact in the back is you really got to play the right ball to break them down defensively or draw one of those middle defenders out to try and just get them out of that line a little bit. They stay so compact, so tight together, it's hard to split the defenders. And so we'll see what Ontario to do to kind of break them apart a little bit.
Lady Warriors looking to get control of the rock, and they will here down the near sideline with McManus. And Clear Fork disrupts that one. Just blasting it out of play. They'll do it all over. Here's Kamisha Shaw with the throw-in now. Pittman, you see the foot skills and she's just got a presence about her. No question about it. That typically you don't see as a freshman. As she's looking to reverse fields now.
Yeah, one of the things she does so I think everybody knows she's a goal scorer, but she is able to get out of tight spaces with just solid foot skills. You watch her does a pullback there, a little bit of a V cut, and just keeping that ball moving so the defender's feet have to keep moving. And she's just constantly reading that defender's feet, looking for them to just take a misstep, stumble, read it wrong, and then she just gets by with ease sometimes, speed. And a lot of it, though, is just mental. Even in the training session I just came from, it's just the confidence to go at players and go around players is huge. And it comes from just being confident on the ball and comfortable on the ball, and she certainly has that.
Nice tackle from Turnbaugh there. Ends a Clear Fork, what they were trying to turn into a fast break. Now Addie clearing it. Colts waiting on it with Avery Wine. And now back over to the Lady Warriors. 7 wins and 8 tries so far this season. The lone loss on the road at New Albany. 5-1, though. They took it on the chin in that match.
Yeah, New Albany has just kind of had Ontario's number. I mean, New Albany is certainly a great team and a great program. But for whatever reason, they just seem to have owned Ontario for most of the games the past couple of seasons.
Here's Mel Bluebaugh. We're going to line up a throw-in. And it's going to bounce. Available in the box, but not for long.
A little bit of a miscue defensively from Ontario. It's kind of an interesting ball that just hits free. Keeper got off her line quickly to get it. You go back to your point earlier about Ontario kind of being the dominant in this rivalry. I think that puts a little bit of a chip on your shoulder if you're Clear Fork too. I mean, you feel that pressure, but also I think in a season like this, Clear Fork has got the confidence that, hey, we belong in this game. We can play in this game. It's not just sit back and defend and try not to let Ontario beat us. I think Clear Fork has a chance to win. If they can eliminate some of the turnovers and get the attacks and the looks on goal that they want to get, I think they've got a chance to do some fun things here. Part of that, though, is you've got to be so strong defensively and not have breakdowns and not give away space to big-time players.
That one just rifled from Pittman, about 25 yards out.
Yeah, there wasn't much else to do there. I mean, the shot wasn't on target, but there's just so much pressure, and then Ontario just didn't send a lot of numbers forward, so kind of forced her into a long shot. And I think Clear Fork's going to be okay with that. They'd rather her shoot from 25 yards out as opposed to getting in the box and making the plays that she normally makes. So just kind of a little bit of a mental game of what are you going to allow and what are you going to shut down.
This one races out of bounds on the far side. Quick throw in here for the Lady Warriors. Flick forward. Trying to let Elena Seif make a play, but it goes out of bounds. Another goal kick on the way here for Clear Fork. And a Lady Colts squad still undefeated on the season. They got a couple of draws, though. The season opener that we had live and free against Madison here at home, 1-1. And then a couple of matches later against Lexington, 0-0 in a match that I talked to the coaching staff. They got back on the bus here. We were leaving from a football game, and I think they said they had like 35 shots on net. Weren't able to finish any of them, of course. Meanwhile, Lexington, just like 6 or 7. So it was one of those matches that, the final score doesn't really indicate the play.
I texted Coach Bechtel just the other day. I said, have you let that Lexington game go yet? Because I know it's some of those games where you're so dominant, you're so tough, and you don't get the result you want. And, that was the case there. They had a lot of chances. They had a lot of chances inside the box and just a lot at the keeper, over the goal, just little things like that. And that was kind of their curse last year of not being able to score in games they need to score in. But since then, I've really turned the season around and started scoring in a flurry, and even against some quality competition as well.
Yeah, 5 straight wins for Clear Fork along with Ontario, both of them riding 5-game win streaks. A 29-3 scoring difference for the Lady Colts during that stretch, including wins over Bishop Hartley, Big Walnut, and Mansfield Christian, so some pretty solid competition.
Yeah, Ontario certainly, Clear Fork plays Ontario obviously today, but then their next game, I believe, is against Rocky River, so it's a tough 2-game stretch. You're going to find out how good you really are in 2 games. Rocky River, one of the top teams in the area. Great little cutback there. Puts the Clear Fork defender down. Can't really make anything of it, though, but good footwork by Ontario again.
Colts looking to clear down the near sideline. It's going to go out of bounds, too far, out of reach for Brinley Barnett.
Yeah, certainly. We talked about the Ontario freshmen, but Clear Fork starting 3 freshmen as well with Brinley Barnett, Zoe Lamp, and Ashton Wine. So it is a youthful night out here tonight. Ontario forgot what line it was. It is the gray line here. I think Addie Pittman saw the white line, saw it go across, and let it go.
Couple of headers. Now a volley forward. Foot race
ball
here.
To clear out if Barnett can just force her back, and she can.
Try to turn to the inside. Addie Turnbaugh did a nice job of at least turning her back, but this is a good ball. And the cross is there. Nice catch, though, diving to make the save by Sarah Hendricks.
That's a great save. I mean, she came down with it. She kept it clean. I was looking for a deflection there, but she held onto it the whole way down, read it right, got off her line. That's a great, great save.
First shot of the match so far for the Lady Colts as we're just about 8 minutes into the contest. All Richland County matchup. Certainly a great rivalry here in this area that's been a little bit one-sided, Jesse. So, quick trivia question for you, and then we'll let it marinate for a little bit. These two teams have played each other 11 times since 2015. How many times has Clear Fork won since 2015 against Ontario?
What a trivia question. How many times has Clear Fork won? I'm going to go, give me the year, one more. Ooh, this could be a goal here. Let's break from trivia. Good ball in.
Yeah, low ball, it's up.
There
and
it is.
The second opportunity is good. It's pure into the back of the net by Elena Seif. Right place, right time. Anders just couldn't control it.
Yeah, that's the difference between the two attempts so far is Ontario's able to catch it cleanly coming off her line, and Renee makes a good first save, but right at the feet of Seif there, who just puts it in the right place.
Yeah, excellent follow, and that was my key to the game for Ontario on top 1-0. So go ahead, just shut it down, right, Jesse, according to me.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Clear. There is a point of you got to see the perseverance of Clear Fork here. Of this is a young group. Some of them don't know well the history that has happened here before, and that also might include me as I'm trying to think about this trivia question you asked me. How many times has Clear Fork won in the past 11 attempts? I'm going to go. They've won 4 out of 11.
All right, I'm going to give you guys the answer in about 5 minutes of game action. So if you want to dive really deep into the dark webs of the Google and try to find out, you can. Or just make your own guess at home. Jesse is saying 4. 4 wins out of the last 11 meetings. Got a substitution. And a quick throw in here for Clear Fork.
Ontario dropping a lot of players back there. You see Addie Pittman kind of playing almost like a secondary striker, and just Elena up top. Ontario putting the numbers back now, especially with the goal. Just kind of play conservative and just be opportunistic in their chances to go forward.
And Seif now with 8 goals on the season. That would be top dog on the Clear Fork roster. So there's a lot of playmakers on this Ontario roster, no question.
This has been the ball that Clear Fork is just not, when they come away cleanly, it looks good. And there's a better attempt. See if they get the first touch. She does. Can she turn back to the goal? Couldn't quite get the angle back at the goal. Kept the ball for a little bit, but then gets knocked out. Ineffective clear by Ontario. Still kind of bouncing around for Clear Fork.
Now Lamb to the touchline. Gets off a nice cross. They can't get it out of there. Labaki with a shot. It's low, but it's going to be just wide.
She does well to kind of make something out of nothing there. Just kind of her pressure won the ball, and it's not much of an angle, but kept it near the goal. Not quite on the goal, though, but she just kind of knows where she's at on the field. Such a smart player.
Off the restart, Ontario wins it out of the air, but it's a heavy touch off of Seif's right foot. So Clear Fork looking to control down here in the attacking third. They've had a couple of nice build-ups here of late.
Yeah, it's that play. It's kind of been when they're effective on the next play. Once they get in the attacking third, when they get the next pass completed, they're getting good opportunities. But just not been super efficient in that. Let's see how they do here with a little bit of numbers going forward.
Lamb's got some space. Pretty ball out here to Barnett. And Turnbaugh thinks better of allowing it to stay in play.
Yeah, Addie Turnbaugh, arguably one of the best center backs in the area. And now that Ontario scored, they dropped her back, and she is a tough defender, tough to get around, tough to pass around, so smart.
Big throw by Labaki. Hits the turf, now headed on goal. And it'll be gobbled up again by Barnett.
There's been a couple of plays here where the ball has taken an interesting bounce. Clear Fork hasn't been able to do much with it yet, but certainly bounces over on. I think it's the second or third time I've seen it bounce over Ontario defender in the box, and Clear Fork not capitalizing yet, but the keeper for Ontario has done well to come off her line, keep everything in front of her. Positioning is half the battle when you're a keeper.
Quick throw in to Jugovic. Looking to make a move now. Hattie poked away, turns back inside. And it's going to be out of bounds for a goal kick. All right, Jesse. Since 2015, Ontario and Clear Fork have played 11 times. Clear Fork has won twice.
I thought I might have went high, yep.
2-9, including 0 for 4 in the postseason.
Ooh,
that's the number that hurts.
It's a tough stat.
Ontario, and I have to go back and look at this one, but I believe they've at least made the district championship the last, 9 or 10 years.
Certainly Madison has their dominance over Ontario in that same near timeline, I think, as well. So it's interesting, you look at the teams that Clear Fork has had, certainly some very strong, dominant teams, but probably the third best in the area, even though you were so good. It's just a tough stat, the way it falls, kind of in the community sometimes when you have programs like these where Madison obviously had the state caliber teams and Ontario arguably probably had some of the top 2 or 3 teams in that same era, just had to go up against Madison to get there. And certainly Madison was victorious in all of their occurrences with the Huff girls there. And there's a good ball in again.
Oh, a great ball. It sailed over the top of Renee. Foul's going to go against Ontario, though, so Clear Fork dodging a rough situation here. Another look on the Sutton Bank replay. A lot of bodies in there. Well defended, though, by Clear Fork in the sense that they didn't allow Ontario to get ahead on it and keep it down.
I'd say regardless of personnel, Ontario consistently has been one of the best crossing female teams I've seen in the area. I mean, they get the ball in the corner, and they just put the ball far enough away from the keeper that the keeper can't make a play, close enough to their players that they get a chance. Even if they just touch it, it's a chance on a goal. I can think back of probably almost a decade now of Ontario just being so strong, crossing the ball in, girls just being in the right place. I mean, it is something it's kind of their bread and butter to a degree, but now they've got players who can also score through the middle of the field. I mean, it is a sharp team. And that has been the struggle there for Clear Fork. I mean, part of that is just a little bit of physics. You're on the line there. You go outside of your foot and follow through to the line. It's obviously going to go out of play. And so I think Clear Fork wants to force down that line. Ontario takes it away. Just got to get a little activity in the middle of the field, draw Ontario out, a little more patience. But what should be, at least getting into the attacking third ends up being a ball for Ontario, kind of an unforced turnover there.
Young off the throw-in. Colts looking to intercept, and they will come up with possession. Labaki pressured, and it's a takeaway, though. Well done by Lila Stevens.
Good ball by Addie Pittman. Just forces Clear Fork into a turnover there. Just had the pace to get down the line. Keeps the ball for Ontario. I don't think the referee quite knew where the ball went out of bounds at yet. That's all right.
Just catching his breath.
Yeah, that's all right.
Getting her a little bit closer back to him.
Good battle in the middle there.
Now a big ball. Turnbaugh's going to get there first. Try to keep it on the ground in play, find some feet.
Yeah, it's one of the things I really like about Turnbull. She doesn't clear it if she doesn't have to. Her head is up. If she can find the next level, the next player, she makes that pass out. Ontario got caught a little flat-footed as she played the ball, and Clear Fork just out raced them to the ball. But I just like how Turnbull plays the game from a defensive standpoint. Just wins the ball, head up. If there's nothing on, she puts it away. If she can find the next player, she does.
And as a freshman and sophomore, Addie was one of the leading scorers for Ontario. She played up top. They elected to move her back to defense a season ago. She really shined. Ontario, of course, such a great season. 15 wins. Got upset by Madison in the district final. And maintaining that position here and doing an excellent job so far defensively for Ontario this season.
Yeah, such a versatile player. It's obviously from a coaching standpoint, you see how good she is defensively if you take your leading scorer and put her at center back. Now, Ontario's got other ways to score as well, but that's a gutsy move, because if it works, you're a genius. If it doesn't work, people are going to be, hey, why'd you take the girl who scores all the goals or a lot of the goals, put her at center back? But And I think it's the right move. She's so smooth, so consistent, so smart back there that it just limits the shots the opponents get and then gives you better opportunities because you're so good defensively.
Tough to question a guy like Larry Atkinson, who all he's done is win since he's been in Ontario. I don't believe he's had any losing seasons. This is like year 15 for Larry. Such a phenomenal job, and same for Brittany Bechtel. I wrote down these teams' records since 2015. Ontario's got 105 wins, Jesse. That's just 7 seasons worth. 93 wins for Clear Fork. You wouldn't think that'd be second best in the county, but it is over
absolutely.
a 7-year stretch.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it'll be interesting to look at some of Madison's stats too, because I'm sure it's got to be right there.
They're probably third. You're
yeah,
right.
Some of that time, I don't know. That is an impressive accolade. It just depends on how you get matched up, I guess.
Ball's going to be cleared out of there. Defenders playing high for Clear Fork, trying to keep the ball over in Warrior territory. And they've possessed well.
There's a better pass in the middle, kind of draw some of the Ontario defender, but they went right back to where the pressure came from. Oh, great pass by Jukovic. Oh, caught her attacking player just a little flat-footed, kind of reaching for it. If she just keeps her run there, she's going to be looking more towards the goal than trying to chase.
Substitution here for Lady Colts as Labaki checks back in. Jada Lamp will take a seat.
You know, both teams have a little bit of depth, too. You don't see a lot of players playing 80 minutes anymore. I think part of it is, obviously you've got the talent to kind of keep up with that. The other would be it can be tough tough on your body when you start playing the schedules that these two teams play. They play 80 minutes game in and game out. So coaches look for opportunities now to kind of rest their players mid-game. It's maybe a little bit easier to do in the middle of the field. Sometimes just pulling out a center back can just be so tough. But
big collision there with Degana Young kind of clubbing her way through.
Didn't see the Ontario deflection, but ended up being a Clear Fork throw-in. Thought she just made a good defensive play to keep the ball forward, but a jumping double foot. You don't see that a lot when the ball is coming to you to jump and hit it with both feet. Knocks it out of bounds for another Clear Fork throw.
Yeah, Kamisha showing off some of that athletic talent. Almost like a dance move.
Yeah, this is that area right around the football 25. Oh, tough play here. Referee is going to call it a high kick. Keeper did well to come off her line. That area about the 25-yard, Clear Fork just seems indecisive. Like they're not sure what to do with that ball and trying to get in the attacking third here. Keeper does well to run out on it. Yeah, I don't know. I could take that call or no. It could be a dangerous play, a little bit of contact maybe, so I get it.
So 1-0, still the count here on your MWD Logistics scoreboard. The lone goal so far, courtesy of Elena Seif. Coming pretty early in the match. Ontario striking early. But Clear Fork getting a set-piece opportunity on the way here.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for Clear Fork. If there's one thing Ontario has not done well, it's win the ball out of the air. That bouncing ball specifically has been problematic for Ontario. Clear Fork obviously a design play here. Looks about 5-6 players right at the corner of the 18.
That's just about all of them will make a run in there.
Big collision. 3 players go down, including the keeper, but the keeper did enough to get the ball out of the box. Probably should have been a foul there.
Hustle play for Avery Wine's going to keep the ball at least down here at this end. As they'll shift it down into the corner. Hope Barnett can get there in time. She will.
Barnett's speed has been very impressive. I think her footwork to go to goal a little bit. She's kind of pulling the ball back and just playing a little. That's a good ball in. Barnett, ooh. It was close. That was close. I thought she might have been on there. It's really close to see. You can see the replay here. Oh, you can see the foul here in the middle of the field, or what could have been a foul. Yeah, that's definitely contact without the ball there. Should have been a foul. The referee's called this one for offsides. It's going to be a Clear Fork free kick. Another big collision there.
Looked like all 3 girls had it hit at least a piece of their dome at some point there.
Yeah.
Now a big ball through the middle. Colts waiting on it. High volley.
Clear Fork does well to not give up that corner, and that ball into the corner is certainly And we talked about Ontario can just finish so well, so be careful not to give the ball up. Well, back and forth right now. Not a lot of great opportunities. A bunch of subs coming in here. Addie Pittman returning to the game for the Warriors.
Approaching the 18-minute mark here of this opening half. And what's up, everybody out there watching in Facebook and YouTube land who's making it into our fan zone? You want to be a part of the game? Drop us a comment, and we might put your little nugget right here on the fan zone. So we always love knowing where are you watching from here tonight.
I wonder what there's more Colt fans or Warrior fans watching. I mean, this is a close local game. I'm sure it's a good crowd on, decent crowd here at the stadium. I'm sure it's a good crowd online. School night. Not everybody wants to make the trip out to Clear Fork. And someone from Buckeye Central I've just been told as well, which is not exactly a soccer power, considering I don't believe they have soccer.
I don't believe they do, so they're finding the beautiful game here between a couple of other teams, and we're open arms to anybody who wants to tune in. Don't got to be a Warrior or a Clear Fork fan, but when you're watching the game, maybe choose one, root for one. I always think that's fun.
You have to, right? If you're watching a game, you have to root for somebody, right? I would think.
Why not?
Buckeye Central, they do have my favorite name for a female basketball team, the Buckeye Central Buckettes.
Yes, it's great.
And they're good, too, so it just makes it more fun.
The fan base out there, too, they call the student section Chuck City.
Chuck's? Oh, I did not know that.
Not 1,000,000% sure where that comes from, but I do love the name.
It's fun. I'm not in Buckeye Central too often. Maybe if there's a restaurant over there, I'll go say hello to the Buckettes. And
I don't know
Chuck
if there's
City
a restaurant
faithful.
in New Washington. Haven't been out there I don't think I did go out there for a game last year. We did just do a volleyball match. Yeah, I don't know that there's even a stoplight, Jesse, so you can go check out the town, but after you drive by the school, I'm not sure what remains.
That's fair. Well, maybe I'll just look it up online.
There you go.
Addie Pittman getting in one-on-one, getting inside the box. 1-on-3, your players off sides.
And a save by Anders. Number 3 for her.
Addie just drives to the goal so well. Just got the ball and just knew the angle to get the shot that she wanted. Just didn't quite get the shot off that she wanted. Good touch by Ashton Wine. Gives Barnett a little bit of speed to run to the turn ball here. That's a good ball in. Just missed. Maybe touched by the keeper. Couldn't tell from my angle. That's a great ball, though.
Excellent work by Lily Workman.
Nice.
Check this out, guys.
That's a great ball. Does she touch it? I don't think she does. I think it's going to be Ontario throwing. I tell you what, the Ontario keeper has done well to come off her line and just not give up easy opportunities when the Clear Fork plays the ball in. It's probably the third time I've seen her make the right jump off the line. A lot of goalkeeping is not just making the shot saves, but coming in and breaking up some of those crosses as well. And she's done that so well so far.
Zoe Lamp runs into some trouble. Taken away. And now Turnbaugh. Perhaps try to give it up a little too early.
What we did talk about, she's such a smart player. That wasn't – actually, I don't think it was Turnbaugh.
Oh, you're correct. Yeah, that was Rowan McManus.
Hey, I built up Turnbaugh in her distribution. I think that was her. Ontario a little sloppy defensively. Big shot.
Yeah, the one-timer set up for Brinley Barnett. Smokes it just a bit too overcooked over the top.
Yeah, Ontario has just not been super efficient in clearing the ball out every time. Just a couple missed opportunities, kept on giving it back to Clear Fork a couple times. That led to a decent Clear Fork opportunity. Not a shot on goal, but certainly a shot over the bar that could have been more.
Turnbaugh off the goal kick, flick forward, beautiful, as it lands right at the feet of Jugovic. Her and Pittman. It's a 2-on-5. We'll see if the freshman dynamic duo can make something happen here.
That is an underrated pass by Hattie Jukovic there. I mean, to find the gap, to find the angle. That hit Addie Pittman in stride in the gap. That's great.
Good-looking ball movement. McManus had it poked away there at the last second.
Just under 14 minutes to go. It's been a pretty back-and-forth game. Certainly Ontario's got the 1-goal lead, but Clear Fork has had their chances. A couple near opportunities. Ooh, that's not good. Referee should stop play and check here. And both girls are holding their heads. Really, referee needs to check on the girls here. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I think they both missed the ball and just headbutted each other. You can see right here just kind of oh, yeah. Definitely got her right in the forehead there. Both appear a little shaken up, but I think just trying to regain focus maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I think McManus just worried that perhaps she was cut and might be bleeding. Her teammate assures her that she's cool in that regard. But,
That's not pleasant. That makes my head hurt just watching that.
Back to action now off the restart.
Good job by the official to bring that play back. Just kind of make sure those head plays, you just, kind of regardless of where the ball ends up, you got to check pretty quick because you just don't want things to get worse there.
Substitutions on both sides. Blue ball back into the mix here for the Lady Colts.
Number 13, Alexis Rodriguez.
Also, Jakaya Trammell trots on for Ontario. Jukovic, nice initial move to split through the double team and then mismeasured the pass forward.
Bit of a miscue there by Clear Fork. Still kind of keep it. Still kind of. It's not been pretty yet, but they still have the ball somehow. That play has just been ugly from the start. Just kind of bouncing around for about 30 seconds now. Annika Labaki is able to release a little bit of pressure, only for Zoe Lamb to kind of just run through the pressure. Bit of a sloppy minute or so here, just back and forth. Not a lot of consecutive passes by either team.
And another giveaway.
Ball in by Blue Ball. That's good build-up by Clear Fork. This has been nice. Can she get a shot off?
Yeah, Labaki just a little bit too firm with that touch, allowing Trammell to come over and just smash it out of bounds.
Good switch by Jukovic.
Volkovsky puts it in, allowing Pittman an opportunity at it. Belcher got there first.
Volkovsky, also a freshman. I mean, just they're so young and so talented. Both teams. This may not even be the best version of themselves yet. In years to come, you might see a whole nother level.
That one ripped from distance. 35 yards out, ends up in the hands of Renee. Save number 5 for her. One more look at it here on the Sutton Bank replay. At least I never mind those shots if you at least keep them down. If girls are going to smash it from distance, at least keep it in the field to play.
Absolutely. Force the keeper to make a save. You kind of never know. These kind of the way the ball spins or drops, the turf's a little more of a truer touch, so it's not going to take a bunch of funny bounces. But
see a lot of young ladies pointing up at Coach Ryder here in the box.
Yeah, we did. We brought the Force Club over tonight. A lot of girls coming out here. We had a lot of girls from Clear Fork, Ontario, other schools as well too. But it's such a fun local game. We thought, let girls come out and see. A lot of them are going to be out here in a year or two and get to compete at this level.
Deflected off the big shot there from Jukovic.
It's a good ball in. Addie Turnbull defends it nicely though. Just so smooth in the back.
Definitely got a good feel. She makes great reads, pretty routine.
Absolutely, yeah. Her vision in the game and just distribution, I think, is just on another level.
Going to be Lady Colt throw as we're down under 9.5 minutes to go. Workman coming back on here for Clear Fork.
See a couple of the Clear Fork girls watching on. Both teams do well at utilizing their bench and getting a lot of players engaged year in and year out. Clear Fork traditionally plays 16-ish players a game. Ontario is right around there usually. They might be a little more stringent some years, but both players do well getting the youth involved, getting multiple players involved, and really not just playing for the one game, but giving opportunities to young players who get to experience a moment like this and a crosstown rivalry, two state-ranked teams. There's a lot of talent, so it's good to kind of get in there and see what it's like.
It certainly helps, though, that the younger players that you're putting in can make a difference. like this freshman right here. Tied for the lead in the area in goal scoring is Pittman with her freshman teammate Jugovic.
It's a good move to keep it in play, beat the defender, see if she can find the next ball in.
Yeah, great poise by McManus. Good looking touch.
Addie might have been offsides. There was a little behind the defender. Didn't see right when the ball was played, but certainly a second after she was. Yeah, you hear the Clear Fork girls there. They saw it one-on-one on the backside. That's a ball they haven't played a lot yet, where it's just been kind of forcing down the one side. We're trying to open the game up, take that one-on-one opportunity. It's not played that big diagonal ball yet. Certainly Ashton Wyan, has the ability to play that ball, just didn't quite either see it or connect on it yet. Good ball up to blue ball.
Taking her time, now pushes it forward. She's got Barnett, who's called offsides. She's pretty disappointed by that. First time Lady Colts have been offside so far tonight.
You can see the replay here. I don't think you can watch return ball is near the goal. I don't know that as the ball is played, it's right there. Referee's looking in at it. Certainly that was the call he made. I wondered when it was played if turn ball might have been deeper, but he was closer than I was, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Lamb comes away with it.
Way to release pressure there by Ashton Wine. See if she can put a big ball into the box. This could be a dangerous play for Clear Fork.
It's going to get deflected off McManus, though. And another heavy collision on the field.
Tough touch there. Thought she had it, kind of that same rhythm of finding the outside back and finding blue ball on the outside wing. I'd like to see blue ball play a little bit bigger ball towards the back post and really force the keeper into a save, but caught an early deflection. Jakaya Trammell about to throw the ball in for Ontario as they get a couple subs coming on and off.
He's going to chuck it down the line. Clear Fork got there first. Now there's the big ball. See if one of these speedsters can track it down for the Lady Warriors. At least give them possession and a throw in here deep in Lady Colt territory. Lubaki still in away of possession.
Clear Fork a little careless with the ball on that back line. Couldn't quite find anything out. Can't find anything. You just got to dump it out. You can't be just knocking the ball around, not going anywhere.
Barnett, great header to keep it inbounds right on the money to Wine. See if this jump starts Clear Fork and sets anything up. Trammell with the pressure, making it at least tough on him.
Ashton Wine with a bit of a mistouch in the middle there. Thought she might have had a chance to kind of turn and play it, but it's kind of a heavy touch there, and she knows it. You can see the frustration on herself. Zoe Lamb checking back into the game.
Blue ball looking for some options off the throw-in. They'll keep it inbounds. Wine does for the first couple touches, but then a whistle.
Yeah, must have gone all the way over the line. Oh, we're going to get to see the instant replay. In the Premier League, they call it VA. Oh, I don't know. It's tough. He's right there again. He's got a little bit better angle, but the rule is you got to get the ball to be completely over the line. I don't know if you saw a little bit of grass in there or not, or turf, I guess technically, but good flick on by Barnett.
Now Blue Ball heads it forward to herself, looking to make something happen here from the wing. Turns back inside, good move, double teamed.
Oh my.
Just wasn't able to get any height.
Certainly momentum has favored Clear Fork the past 5 minutes or so. They're getting again, this same area. They've done better to get the ball wide in the attacking third. Now it's just been that final ball in. I think I'd like to see Blue Ball go to goal just a little bit more with the ball she's playing. And she's kind of playing diagonal back, but she's not really deep enough to make that a threat. So either she's got to get deeper or just play the ball more towards the goal and force Ontario to make a good defensive play.
Second corner kick so far the match here for the Lady Colts. Both of them have come from this very spot.
Clear Fork running a similar setup there. 6 players around the top of the arc. It's a great ball, defended well.
Wow, Trammell was able to get it out of harm's way. A couple of nice touches by the Lady Colts.
Good touch by Jukovic. They're so good at the counter. Bit of a big touch there. Clear Fork kind of knocking it right back into a dangerous area. A little slow to get out. She's going to be offsides if she touches it, but she does not.
And now it's going to be a Clear Fork throw-in.
Here's that corner kick, though. Just what they have not done yet was beat the keeper to the ball. And that's the first time they made the run in, got in front of the keeper, and had the first touch. Just couldn't finish. Well-designed play, well executed outside of the finish.
Yeah, so close there for the Lady Colts. Had the keeper all the way out of position.
There are pros and cons to getting off your line, so it's just you have to make the first contact with the ball, and she has done that, except for that play, and gets bailed out by Jakaya Trammell there.
Nice work here by Stevens. A couple of good steps to the ball. Gets possession. Dishes off to Jukovic.
Jukovic does well just to split the gap of 2 defenders there. Big tackle defensively by Clear Fork. That's a good step. Athletic play by Trammell to keep that ball from getting past her. It could have been problematic.
After the collision, McManus tangled up with Bluebaugh. Punches it out of bounds. $1:45 to go here in the opening half.
Ontario with 3 quick subs here to finish out the half. Ooh, one of them in the farthest corner of the field, so we're going to take a couple seconds off the clock here. Certainly Ontario's not trying to run the clock out now, but just time-wise.
Don't forget, coming up at the half, we are going to celebrate the last Clear Fork team to make it to the regionals. Clear back in 2006. A lot of those ladies are here in the building tonight. So we've got some information on them. They will be recognized at halftime. We'll have all the action for you live and free here on the OH Report.
Just 1 minute left in the half here. Clear Fork has ended the half on a strong note. Quality chances, couple corners, couple good-looking build-ups. But as we've said much before about Clear Fork, no goal to show for it. So I like what they're doing. I think they're playing at the right level. They're getting the opportunities they want. They just haven't finished yet.
Clear Fork's got 5 shots. Ontario 6 has been very even back and forth. Just that Seif was able to capitalize on her opportunity very early on in the contest, and that's the difference right now on the scoreboard.
That's the one area of concern for Ontario. As I watch this team, I don't think they're quite transitioning at their highest level yet. They've not been super efficient. But that ball bouncing in the box, it's probably the 3rd or 4th time I've seen the ball take multiple bounces and defenders kind of read it the wrong way.
We have made it to the break in this all-Richland County rivalry. State-ranked number 6 Ontario, state-ranked Clear Fork, 1-0 here at the half. Stick around, stay with us, because we've got plenty more coming up, including that 2006 team from Clear Fork will be honored here at the break. We'll also have stats, analysis, get you ready for half number 2. It's live, it's free, and it's only on the OH Report. Tuesday Night Soccer. Keep it here.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Hey,
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look! Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's halftime here at the fabulous Clear Fork Corral, where 40 minutes are in the book. Ontario leads on the road 1-0 in this awesome all-Richland County matchup. I am Brian Skowronski. I've got Jesse Ryder with me here tonight. And how about members of the 2006 Clear Fork girls soccer team also in the building? We've got Katie Wharton, Bethany Watman, Rachel Harsh, Jordan Crunkilton, Bethany Boo Delsk, Kelly Frazier, Allison McCune, Mackenzie Daup, and Jenna Howarth all here tonight. And recognizing these 9 players, it was Coach Bechtel's very first season, Jesse, and they went all the way to the regional final, which I do believe, because they've not been to state, that's the deepest that they've gone so far.
I think that is correct. Yeah, I believe you're correct.
So right away, Brittany enjoying a lot of success. The team finished with 6 wins, 7 losses, 2 ties, but then they caught fire in the tournament, making a run all the way to the regional finals. Some of the highlights of that team: 3-1 win over Oak Harbor for the district title, and a dramatic 1-0 victory in overtime versus a team that was undefeated at the time in Continental. Never even heard of Continental High School.
I have heard of Continental. What's interesting about that is they almost had more wins in the postseason than they did in the regular season.
Correct.
Just, every once in a while you find a team like that, just whether injuries or just gel at the right time or whatever it might be, but just kind of find that groove, find the right time to start winning, and that's what they did.
And speaking of wins, Zach Huff, head coach for Madison girls soccer, just texted me, and he must have been watching early on when I threw out the trivia question about the winningest program over the last several years since 2015. He let me know it's him and his Lady Rams.
I assume so. Their postseason runs probably add quite a few wins to their schedule, and I mean obviously the regular season was good too, but we had teams like that where you end up playing. With some of the teams I coached, we had like twice as many games as other teams just because our postseason runs were so long. So I wonder what Zach's number is. So what, Ontario was 105, is that what you said?
Yeah, Ontario 105, 27-10. Clear Fork checks in at 93, 32-10. We'll see if Coach is still watching it. If you know since 2015, Zach, what the Lady Rams are sitting at in terms of an overall record, we will happily show that on air. I know that they had back-to-back 20-plus win seasons.
Right. Oh, yeah. Those will add up quickly. Absolutely. Yeah.
And more than 60 wins over a 3-year span. So those will add up. All right. Speaking of adding up, how about all the numbers that we have here on our halftime stats presented to you guys by Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement? And it's very, very similar. A lot of the numbers back and forth are the same, Jesse. I thought that it was a well-played half by both sides. It was just that Ontario had the one opportunity that they were able to seize, capitalize, take advantage. In Clear Fork, they had, in my estimation, probably more better looks, except for Ontario defended awesome with Trammell kicking it out of there the one time, and they just couldn't finish. And, hey, that's why it's 1-0.
I thought the keeper play for Ontario has been strong. You're right, Ja'Kai Trammell, big save there at the end, kind of goal line save. Clear Fork just a couple missed opportunities as well. I look at that possession, and I think the possession count's probably pretty accurate. What's interesting to me, though, is I think a lot of Ontario's attack has come more off a counterattack and kind of sitting back, defending. And I don't know if that's because they scored early and they may have switched up styles or just kind of the way that sometimes the game just kind of plays like that. But, Ontario is such a talented front group. You expect them to get forward and kind of keep the ball a little bit. But right now, I think Clear Fork's had probably, you're right, more quality chances outside of the goal. Obviously, there's a big caveat there, but I think I like a lot of what Ontario is doing. I'm just surprised that they're a little more of the counterattacking style so far.
Yeah, so many talented players, but against Clear Fork, maybe that's just what should do. And so far, that style has them in front. And Jesse, since you've got your entire team out here, at least the bulk majority of them from I believe they're all 7th and 8th graders, when they come to a match, when they're paying attention, what are you telling the youth that's going to be tomorrow's high school players? What do you watch for, or is there anything in particular that you're like, hey, focus on this?
Absolutely. So we've got, I think, 4 or 5 teams came out from the force tonight just to watch. Just such a kind of a marquee matchup. We thought it'd be fun, and we have a lot of players from both schools. But I think the talking points are usually, the confidence with the ball. You look at a player like Addie Pittman and Hattie Yukovic. When they have the ball, they're not in a panic to kick it away. Their eyes are up. They're watching defenders. They're reading defenders. And that's the next level for a lot of top talent players. you'll find players who are big, who are fast, who are strong, who know the game. But then you got to find players who can read individual scenarios that Ontario players do so well. When the ball is close in tight spaces, they know how to get out of those tight spaces and then to get into dangerous spaces in the attacking way. And I think for both Addie and Hattie, that's two of probably their strengths of just being able to recognize tight spaces. Like a play like that, the first pass from Hattie there, to set up that ball where the defensively there's pressure there, but she makes the right pass and pressure.
Pittman with a cross. Anders waiting on it on the other end. As it's a very fast open here for Ontario. A quick shot in just 25 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know that Clear Fork touched the ball. I'm trying to think back through that possession. Maybe a deflection, I think. But it's kind of back the other way now. Ashton Wine's got it.
Now taken away. Back and forth with a couple of turnovers. And that trend's going to continue here.
I think Clear Fork tries to just force an unnecessary pass sometimes into tight pressure where they could just release some space and go into the next player to the middle, next attacking player. They go back into pressure pretty frequently.
It's out of bounds here on the near side. Throw-in coming up for the Lady Warriors. Heavy traffic there. Pittman, such a physical player for a 9th grader.
I think Barnett might have just elbowed that in as a great touch. So I know Brinley Barnett is a fast player, but man, she was just outran there. That's impressive speed by, couldn't tell what number that was yet. It's a good ball in by Barnett, trying to backwards header. Blue ball, just wide.
So another quality setup by the Lady Colts that results in no shot on frame this time.
That was Natalie Spencer who chased her down, if I'm not mistaken, number 32 for the Warriors. Brinley Barnett is a fast player to begin with, but Spencer just outran her and got right to the spot she wanted to get to. Good play by Lamp to eyes up, find the next ball forward. And again by Wine, might be a little heavy. It's going to force Ontario into a deep throw-in. But that's the spacing I think I like better from Clear Fork, where they're not forcing into Ontario sits those 3 defenders in. And Addie Turnbull's one of them. I think you just got to keep attacking those wings, attack the width, go one-on-one a little bit. That's what they did so well at the end of the first half, especially finding blue ball on that right side. Ooh.
Looked like a little noggin-on-noggin collision there.
It's going to be a free kick for Ontario coming out of there.
And my producer showing me where Continental High School is. It's over by Defiance, real close to the border of Indiana, kind of by Fort Wayne.
Yeah, they've been in our district maybe once or twice, but I don't believe their boys team was ever that good that we ended up seeing them that late in the tournament. And a little bit bigger than us as well.
Jesse, of course, coached at Mansfield Christian.
That's a big tackle. I thought Addie Pittman was teeing up. That's a big ball in. That's on goal. That's a good save by Anders. That's one of those risky ones. You just, it's floating. It's up there. You just got to make sure you judge it right, and she did.
Seen a handful of those find their way into the back of the net already this season on the OH report.
So more often than not it happens. Even just the big shot, sometimes it just messes with your timing and judgment of it, trying to get off your line, get back on your line. Sometimes it just catches keepers by surprise, but not Renee Anders. She was ready to go.
Yeah, one of the very best in the business. Only allowing half a goal per game so far is Clear Fork on the season. They almost score about 4 per contest. So, obviously well below their season average here so far tonight.
It was defended nicely by Clear Fork just to see it out for a throw and not take an unnecessary touch and not let Addie Pittman have onto it. Just shielded it well.
Wine back down about as deep in the corner as she can be. Wortman with a couple of headers.
Yeah, not great headers. One went straight up and one went kind of in the box a little bit. Probably had time to settle and play it out of there. Should be a foul there. She definitely took the touch around and there's contact. Not necessarily intentional, but enough to disrupt the play. The referee is, you don't see him lose yards a lot on the throw. That's a couple times tonight. He's brought him back farther when the ball. I like it. I like it. If they're going to cheat, bring him back. Maybe not cheat, but, gain a couple yards.
A lot of players definitely have an ability to get about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you probably see that more in the boys' side of things. Some of these boys,
certainly.
they'll pick up the ball, they'll start walking, and then start the run, the approach with the run. And so they gain 15 yards before they throw the ball in. Not every referee brings it back, but he does. Even if it's less than a yard, he does. I like it.
Labaki with a nice ball, give and go. Annika didn't finish off her run, so Ontario coming away with the rock. They've got a 3-on-4.
Yeah, some numbers coming too. I love Jukovic kind of going to them, but she's just a smooth passer, not afraid to make a tight pass. Doesn't panic with it, finds feet still.
And I believe I saw a tweet that both Addie and Hattie have been identified by Team USA Soccer, so they're on the radar. Pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Hasn't happened for very many girls in our area. The last one that I'm aware of is Taylor Huff.
I believe that is correct. Oh, that's a good ball into space there.
Oh,
It's
great
the right
run.
angle.
Wortman can't
gonna be a
really get a
corner.
shot off, but they will.
There's no way. Neither referee's in the right angle. Oh, my goodness.
It is going to result
See
in
the
a goal
replay
kick.
here.
Yeah.
I'm nearly certain it's a corner kick. They get tangled up. You can kind of watch how the ball scoots out of it. Yeah,
Oh, no question.
Absolutely. Right off a turn ball at the end there.
I think the last 2 touches were by Turnbaugh.
We'll say this. Having 2 referees, that's a tough call because neither one is in the right. Not that they're in the wrong position, but they're not in the right position to make the call.
Sure.
And so it just, there's such a referee shortage that sometimes you get 2 referees and you get in situations like that.
We're happy just to have any. I've been thrown in as a referee in the last couple of weeks here, Jesse, and it's not for the faint of heart, okay?
Oof.
Not at a high school game, of course. I'm not ready for all that action. But just the fact that we need as many as we can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're certainly right. And it has brought people into, you don't realize how hard it is until you're having to do it, and you realize how fast the game is and how small some of these calls and touches are.
Not really sure 100% what happened there. Trammell.
Yeah, they called the foul. I didn't see a lot of contact, but she was right there and called the fouls. Tough to see here. You see she gets the touch away. Maybe just clips the heel a little bit. That's enough to take him down, absolutely.
Second foul here in the second half against Clear Fork. As we're diving back into the fan zone, and we'll see. Do we have more Warriors fans, more Lady Colt fans out there, more contacts? This time the whistle is going against Ontario.
Yeah, I think he called the first light foul. You're going to see Labaki maybe throw a little bit of an elbow here at the end. Yeah, definitely got her hands on her, then Labaki gets her hands off of her, but it is going to be a foul on Ontario.
It's almost like a fish hook in basketball that time. Dropped the defender to the ground, and she got the call.
Yeah, usually when it's that blatant, you don't see the call work out for him that way, but the referee saw the first kind of maybe jersey grab or arm grab and gave it to her, so Clear Fork doesn't do much with it. In fact, it's Ontario countering the other way. Jukovic with the ball, 3-on-4. Plays behind. That's probably the first time I've seen her make the bad pass in a tight area, but she's been so smooth so far. Well, Clear Fork's got some numbers in the corner. Play it in. Let's see if she can keep it in play. It's a great ball to blue ball.
Yeah, all set up by Wortman. Inside, turned away now is Barnett. Maintaining possession, though. She's got some help. Labaki poked away. So Annika just took her time, maybe one touch too many.
Yeah, puts Ontario back in on the counterattack here. They just pretty much consistently attack with 3, then they'll send a 4th later. But it's got to be a foul. Referee. Certainly a lot of contact after the ball was played. Maybe not intentional, but took the player down. That's probably another one of those two referee systems. You just don't really have the right angle for that.
Throw-in's going to go down into the corner, resulting in a goal kick. And a substitution 3 will come on for LCP. And we've seen both sides tonight doing 3, sometimes 4 players in a swap out.
Absolutely, yeah. They both are trying to keep players fresh, and they've got the bench and the depth to do that. Sometimes teams want to keep players fresh, but there's a significant drop-off in the quality of play that happens. And you don't really see that with these two teams. They they can play 14, 15 players, and the game remains at a good level. And
Jukovic taking her time. Now she sends one. Anders Skies squeezes it.
yeah, I think a little bit of miscue by Hattie and Addie. They kind of ended up in the same place there. Probably need to see Addie make that run through and draw the defender out or find the right angle to goal. Ended up keeping her defender out with Hattie, and Hattie still makes a good shot, though. Clear Fork comes away with a little bit of numbers here.
Yeah, leaks through for Ashton Wine. Probably not a great decision there. Results in a turnover. But the Colts keeping numbers forward. Wortman squeezes it through. She's got a shot
Off the
of
bar.
the top. Wow, another great look by the Lady Colts. That one just about 2-3 inches off target.
Great build-up by Clear Fork. Their opportunities to go forward are looking better and better. I don't think the same is true for Ontario. Just a little chaotic going forward, miscues, misplayed balls. It's a good opportunity there. So Jakaya Trammell's done a nice job defensively. I mean, her positioning has been great. She's winning a lot of the balls, chasing players down. Like a lot of what she's done tonight.
Both her and Shaw, I think, done a nice job on the outside with, of course, Addie Turnbaugh in the middle. Those three have been rock solid all season long for Ontario. They allow just a shade over a goal per contest. They've gone against some pretty solid competition, as Coach Atkinson's teams always do.
Clear Fork kind of was powering through it. The ball just kept ending up at their feet. Flicked in. It's going to be a big 50-50 ball. Good touch by Hattie. It's just good skill and speed there. Good field awareness. Big tackle by Zoe Lamp. Let's see if he called a foul. I really don't think that one's a foul. I think she definitely won the ball.
Hattie talks herself right into it.
There's definitely some contact, undoubtedly, but she wins the ball and then there's contact. In terms of the consistency of the game, we haven't really seen that been called. But
dozen minutes off the clock here in the second half. Only score came in the opening few minutes. Elena Seif of Ontario. Warriors trying to make it 2-0 here, as seems like the physicality, certainly it's getting ratcheted up here in the second half.
I would not be surprised if we see a yellow card within the next 5 minutes just to try and settle the game down. I don't think anything's necessarily of ill intent. I think it's just physical. Uh-oh. Bit of a heavy touch there from Clear Fork. Good ball in. Oh.
Just snuck past. It's an excellent tackle. Another look on the Sutton Bank replay.
Zoe Lamb, 2 big physical plays in a row. That one could have been a foul. The other one I didn't think was a foul, and they called it. See, you never know sometimes.
Good look at the Clear Fork bench as this one comes in. And that one rocketed off the forehead. I think that was
Jukovic. Was okay. I was trying to see. I couldn't tell. Nobody really reacted after they hit it. The angle is tough here, but
here it is, Jesse. I think it is Jukovic.
Yeah, I thought so.
There's Wortman, senior captain, getting a quick break. Imagine once she goes back in, she'll remain in there for the rest of the match.
Shot off the bar. There was a good-looking shot. I mean, Clear Fork's getting some good opportunities. Just not the goal to show, but I tell you, they just kind of keep coming away with these kind of battle balls. The balls just bounce around. It is predominantly favoring Clear Fork. Clear Fork kind of an ineffective clearance right back to Hattie Jukovic.
Warriors got some number forward right now. Out to the wing, and I think it'll be a throw-in on the far side.
Correct, yeah. The referee on the far side, I realize we're farther away. Seems to have a bit of a quiet whistle. There's been a couple times I think girls don't realize that she's blown the whistle yet, including the ref here, as there's, Clear Fork subbing, and the other referee knew that the ball was a throw-in.
Well, how about this? Coach Zach Cuff, shout out, doing his homework at home. He's got Madison for 110 wins since 2015, Ontario. Number 2, of course, at 105. And look at some of these seasons, though, for Madison. They just 11 wins last year, but then 21, 18, 16, 21, 11 and 12. So obviously those 4 seasons during the Taylor Huff era, big time.
Yeah, certainly there's some impressive statistics in there. And 110 games, wins in that span is great. There's another
Huge.
good talk by Anders to get off her line and get the ball. That is an impressive accolade. I'm telling you, when you get to the state finals, state semifinals, it just adds so many games.
Yeah.
And obviously so many wins because you win to advance. So he's doubling his season where they're knocking Ontario out probably 3 or 4 games ago, and that's how you get some of those numbers. That's great. What a great number.
And they do like to knock Ontario out. The last 5 district championships in Division II has been Madison over Ontario. What a rivalry that's become. There have been some great matches, too.
It's a dangerous ball in. It's kind of bouncing Clear Fork's way. Oh, I thought that was sneaking in. That was such a well-hit ball off the left foot. I thought it's going to get right by the keeper. Tell you what, she has made some big plays. She's got off her line well. Really read the game.
Hendricks keeping a clean sheet. This may be the most impressive save so far. You're right. Bluebaugh had an excellent one-timer touch on that one. But she was able to get both paws on it. Just make sure that it didn't sneak by.
Yeah, a lot of her saves so far have just been reading the game correctly, but that was just a reaction save, just reacting, good hands. Again, no bobbles. I mean, she's just good cut by Barnett there. Oh, it's a good turn by Barnett. I'll tell you what, this keeper has got some great hands. I mean, those are not the 3 things I'm thinking of, that early cross, that last free kick there, and that ball there. She has caught everything clean, where a lot of keepers at this level, it's bobbled. It's either deflected out or it's bobbled out. I'm really impressed with what she's done so far.
Barnett, too, has definitely opened up my eyes. I've only got to see her a couple of times. I saw her against Madison in the opener. Breakaway, shot, fired, goal!
Yeah, that's the Ontario style right there. I mean, they've just been sitting back, counter, and all of a sudden it's got Clear Fork sleeping just a little bit defensively, and just 2 quick passes by Ontario to set it up. Hattie Jukovic just doing what she does, scoring big goals.
I was just complimenting one freshman down here at the other end. Hattie coming through, her 14th goal of the season. This girl's ridiculous. Such a great feel for the game. The moment, never too big. You're right. She's had like 1 bad pass all night.
Yeah, it's a composed finish, too. 1-on-1 with the keeper, and she just slots it in. I thought Renee did well to kind of get off her line and force an early shot. We're going to redo the kickoff. But she just slots it right into the side netting. Great build-up by Ontario, just the quick combination play. They find the gap in the Clear Fork defense. We talked about that early. That is tough to do, but they did it there, kind of drew the one defender out. Just a great play. That should be a corner, I would think. Yep, there it is. Well, she is still down, though.
Yeah, just a big collision here. Take a look at Bluebaugh. She catches up, keeps it in bounds, and then here it comes. Boom.
Yep, I don't think it's a foul. It's a good hard tackle.
Can you tell football's back, Jesse?
Definitely wins the hey, how about a 58-yarder for the Browns, huh?
Man, Cade York, what a saving grace for Cleveland.
That's why you draft a kicker.
Good-looking ball backside, just nobody was on that back post.
Did not connect on the other side, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe some of these girls, pumped up after a huge NFL Sunday and then Monday Night Football. They like to get in on the action, too.
That was a fun Monday night game. I didn't realize how hated Russell Wilson was now.
Yeah, I think that was kind of shocking to a lot of NFL fans.
It was a loud crowd. Oh,
jeez.
A little bit of foul there.
No question. I got to see the replay of this. This is like a hockey hip check.
Yeah, it is definitely a hip check.
Bang.
Zoe Lamb picking up a couple fouls, I think, there. Yep. Just a physical player.
And another freshman. Yeah, a lot of 9th graders getting significant minutes here tonight. And all playing well.
Zoe Lamp was on our team that went to Denmark, trained with us over the summer. Was a strong player. Good play. Good. It was such a fun team. Addie Pittman as well, so girls on each team here. And we got a lot of girls that came out to support them tonight as they played against each other. There were some hard-working players, though. See if Ontario can keep it in play. They do, and can they make something of it?
Oh, McManus, couple nice touches, drives it in low. Had it set up, tailor-made. But a swing and a miss there by Stevens. Whistle's going to come in here from the far side official.
He called a goal kick, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to bring it back over here.
Okay.
Terry's going to bring some subs back on. Addie Pittman checking back into the game. That would have been an opportunity she would have liked to have, coming across the top of the box there, right under her left foot.
What a couple of weapons Ontario has here with these two freshmen. They've just been very poised tonight. It's been impressive to just see their combination together. How well of a feel that they have for the beautiful game. I think that latest goal by Jugovic, just how many ninth graders are able to drive it that low, keep it on the ground, in the corner, on the run like that?
Yeah,
it's just
so
so
composed.
few.
So composed, absolutely. Just the technique and then the mental aspect of putting the ball where it needs to go. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. That's a mature play. There are seniors who don't make that play. You know, it's just discipline. It's just knowing how to finish, and she certainly does.
Past the midway mark here of this second half, and we're back inside of the fan zone. And it's back and forth. And when I've been looking here, you got a lot of Warriors fans, lots of Colts fans, both very well represented. And I feel like that's been the case here tonight in this match. Colts have been a little bit unlucky. I mean, they've got more shots in Ontario here in the second half. Most of them have been on frame. They've had two really good looks and trying to get another one right here. But it's deflected and handled well by Hendricks.
Yeah, it was a good play by Annika Lavaki. Split the defense and let Zoe Lamb step out in that space a little bit. Yeah, I think you're right about the fan zone. I think I see a little more Clear Fork in the fan zone, possibly, but I don't know.
So step up, Warrior Nation. Can't be getting outdone out there in the internet land.
That's a great pass by Labaki.
What's Blue Ball going to do with it? Turns inside. Sets it up. Good body control, but the header off target.
It's a good ball in by Blue Ball. I like that. You know, cut back into the middle this time. She's gone down the line a couple times. You got to keep the defender guessing a little bit. I like the ball she played in. Is Clear Fork not able to connect on that final ball?
I think Colts certainly have been winning the time of possession in this match here tonight. Had a decent amount of success of maintaining as they'll get in a quick sub.
Yeah, they've had the ball, they've had the chances. It's just been the final finish has just not been there.
Oh, and there is a shout out for the Dana Cup champions.
Oh, there's another player from the Force there who I thought actually was here. Maybe they went home to watch, or maybe I didn't see him here. Maybe I'm seeing things. I don't know.
Well, sometimes I notice in the bleachers here that they'll be watching on OH Report right here at the game.
Yeah, you get a better view than when you're sitting there live. I get it.
Sometimes you can. At least get the benefit of replay. It's always fun.
And to hear your expert analysis.
Yeah, sure.
What a day.
Yeah,
oh.
I've been taking in a lot of 7-year-old soccer here lately. So
is that what you were reffing?
Yeah,
oh, boy, that might be the hardest thing to ref. I did one of those the other day, too. That's not my favorite soccer experience.
Well, I love how they designated me to be the ref. Mick Leach comes over, and he's like, you look like you're in shape. Want to try it out?
At least you got a compliment out of the deal. So.
Yeah. I took it and ran with it. As
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Of course I will. Yeah, I can keep up with these kids. No problem.
It's like herding cats at that age. I like soccer, but that is a tough age to coach.
They certainly needed me out there directing a lot of traffic, a lot of questions about what do I do with this ball now that you've handed it to me. And that you're right. That is just the age where they're just all kind of clumped together most of the match. But fun.
But fun. And that's all you need at that age. Just make it fun. Most kids don't even know what the score is. Some kids do, but most kids don't know what the score is. As long as they have fun, they're going to come back, and that's all you need at that age.
Sure. Yeah, most of the time I've been at the first half of my son's game, who is 7, and then I'll go to the second half of my daughter's game since they're at the same complex, and I'll ask my son afterwards, what was the score? Did you guys win? I don't know, Dad. But I got a popsicle.
That's right. That's all that matters. I wonder what age that stops, or you stop getting snacks.
Hopefully it never stops.
You start bringing that back.
Definitely. Are you not providing right now for the Force?
I do not. Need to get a sponsor. Need a snack sponsor.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe OH Report can fill that role for one of your teams.
Oh, deal.
I'm going to be out at your matches this Saturday.
There's a lot. There's like 30 games this weekend. It's going to be a long day.
So, I'll see what I can do in terms of providing. I don't know if I can provide for 30 matches, but maybe a couple.
Tara, this is the counter. Oh, a bit of a heavy touch there, but that's the counterattack that's been so effective for them. We're just defend, and then opportunistically go forward.
Yeah, I think Clear Fork definitely, they've had the ball down in Warrior territory maybe 60% of the time here in the second half. It's just very much to your point, when Ontario's been able to shift the field, they can do it real quickly and set up some quality looks. Here's another one.
I like it. I like the build-up there. Addie with a good cross. I like when teams can cross the ball, usually find it one-on-one, and they did in Ontario with a near goal scoring opportunity there. A good defensive play by Clear Fork to recover. Clear Fork's got some space to go forward here. There's Barnett and Turnball. It's a fun race. It's going to be a goal kick defended well by Turnball. So smart.
Yeah, what
Barnett,
a shock, right?
Yep. I like the build-up by Clear Fork. Put Barnett into some space there, and just Turnball hits it back into Barnett and gets the goal kick out of it.
So Lady Colts starting to run out of time here if they want to get back into the match, trailing 2-0. And how about trivia question number 2 for you, Jesse Ryder?
Ooh.
Okay. Clear Fork getting shut out here tonight. How long ago has it been since they actually scored against Ontario?
Ooh, okay.
So that should give it away that it's been a little while.
Yep. Are you looking for a year or number of games? I just want to know how to answer.
Yeah, how many consecutive shutouts does Ontario have against Clear Fork?
Okay, consecutive shutouts.
Yes. We'll pose the question that way. Oh, that one's going to sneak through. But there's Turnball. Nice poise.
I'm going to say I'm thinking 5. For the sake of trivia, I'm thinking you went. I'm leaning towards 6.
Oh, great flick. Big touch into some space here for Wine, but the slide tackle from Turnball.
Where did Turnball come from? She wasn't even near the play and just sprinted.
Oh, Barnett, a couple nifty little moves.
Wait, you're probably never going to see it on the replay because she was so far out of the screen, but the amount of distance that Turnball just covered to prevent a breakaway was insane. I could see it from up here in the booth. I mean, I don't know if she was talking to the coaches or what it was, but she just sprinted across the field, right angle, and then made the tackle on the ball. All right, I'm going to say 5. I'm going to stick with my gut, go 5 consecutive shutouts over Clear Fork.
Well, if we're including tonight, you would be. Oh, we're going to give Fan Zone a chance here, I guess.
Okay.
We're going to give them a minute to think about it.
They can, if you know the right site, you can find the answer. You got to start giving prizes away. Oh.
I'm already providing snacks, Jesse. I don't know if I can come up with
Snacks,
prizes at this point. Some nice cold waters down in the fridge here. Who doesn't like
Maybe like a digital prize.
Yeah. How about live and free?
A virtual hug.
Sure. Passing those out all day long.
Bit of a collision there in the corner. It's going to be an Ontario throw-in. Just kind of, they stumbled into each other, kind of fell awkwardly. I thought for a second she called a foul. Looks like it still remained an Ontario throw-in. It's going to be Clear Fork ball again.
Good job stepping up, taking possession there for Ontario. Mismeasured just a little bit, but she was on the fly that time, was Bulakovsky.
Ooh, that's another turn by Jukovic. She's up to 2. I think she wanted to put that ball a little bit deeper into space there. Just didn't quite hit it cleanly. Good skill by Pittman. That's the 1v1 in space. You just create a little bit of time there. Plays a big ball that ended up going into space for Ontario.
A lot of room. Big shot, and it skips into the hand of Anders. Went through the 5-hole, but then she collects.
Yeah, Jukovic does well to keep that on frame. I don't mind that shot. I mean, certainly she's got the ability there. Doesn't move Anders a ton, but looks like a little bit of fatigue might have set in for Clear Fork here. They don't have the same energy, the same enthusiasm. Well, the referee pointed one way, then pointed the other way.
Oh, yeah, I marked down on my paper. Foul against Ontario, and it's actually the 5th second-half foul here against Clear Fork. And they're going to put it with the freshman Pittman.
Where is this foul occurring?
Well, we've seen this referee. He likes to back it up.
I didn't see the referee tell her to move her back, but she certainly did. And
maybe she likes it better from here.
Certainly got the foot for it. That's nice.
But an easy save. All right, so Clear Fork getting shut out tonight. They have not scored on Ontario since they played at Butler Field back in 2018. Coincidentally, the last time the Clear Fork was able to defeat Ontario, it was 2-1. Since then, 4 straight shutouts, 5 including tonight.
Ooh, okay. Well, I suppose I'm technically not right till tonight's over. I might not be right. We'll see. Although at this point, Clear Fork doesn't have a lot of energy right now. And Ontario's just kind of keeping the ball. This is kind of more what I expected from Ontario from the get-go. It's another big collision in the middle of the field. A little more confidence with the ball, kind of knocking the ball around, a little more opportunistic, trying to go forward. But they just played a little bit of that counter-attacking style, and certainly it's working or worked for them. But now they're kind of into more the attacking possession style, and it's also working for them as well. I mean, they're that talented, so sometimes styles don't really matter when you have all the talent you want. You got to think through scenarios a little bit, but good build-up by Clear Fork. Bit of a heavy touch by Wine.
But it's going to make its way here to Barnett. She's got the cross.
Ooh, near. Good opportunity. I tell you what, she has come off her line so well on reading the crosses. And again, no bobble. Caught it, brought it in, kept it. These are not routine saves, and she's doing a great job of reading the game. You don't see that a lot, but the Clear Fork defender used the Ontario player to get a little bit higher in her jump and then won the ball because of it. Typically that's a foul, but I like the idea.
Yeah, it certainly worked out as they've got the throw-in now deep in Lady Warrior territory.
A little bit of a miscue there. She checked two, and the thrower played it long. It's going to be Ontario throwing now. Those are the kind of turnovers that hurt a little bit. You have a throw in the attacking third. Got a player kind of checking to the ball, and you just launched over their head because thinking, it's somewhere there's a miscommunication or a lack of communication, and what should be at least a dangerous play ends up being just a straight turnover.
8.5 minutes to go here at the Colt Corral. Both Clear Fork and Ontario riding 5-match win streaks. It looks like the Lady Warriors will continue at the end of the night, but Clear Fork trying to put on some late pressure. They've got 11 shots here in the second half, Jesse. 8 of them have been on frame. However, Hendricks with 8 saves.
Absolutely. I think she's done a great job back there. It's a good ball into the corner by Wine, stretching the Ontario defenders out. I'd like to see Blue Ball maybe just take one more touch back to the goal, clean it up. You got to keep that cross in play. See some frustration out there for Clear Fork. They've played well. They've not played bad. It's probably not perfect for them, obviously, with not scoring yet. But I like a lot of their build-up, a lot of what they've done. It's just been not putting the ball in the back of the net.
One skied up by Tremo. Colts consistently keeping the pressure up here in the second half.
You can hear Coach Atkinson giving the referee an earful.
Yeah, if you can hear it all the way up here, he's on the opposite side.
He's got a point. I would say the referees have not called it consistently. They've not called it this game, where the Clear Fork players are kind of pushing off the Ontario players when the ball's in the air. Obviously, the one moments ago was blatant. That one wasn't as blatant, but certainly you saw the hands in the back and kind of moving Ontario a little bit forward.
And it's starting to get. Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, just say they've not called it all game, so it's not like they just missed one. It's just they're not calling it. It's just not kind of in their style. Man, there's a confusion with the whistle. You can hear the fans. There was some frustration or confusion if the ball went out of bounds or not over there. Referee, I think, had a soft whistle. Not everybody heard it. So Jukovic driving with pace to goal.
And she was kind of eyeing up the goal that whole time and didn't really have too many options. Had the lady defender right on her hip.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that shot, but just doesn't really follow through back to the goal there. Kind of puts it wide to the keeper, wide of the goal. Addie Pittman, good skill to escape 2 defenders. Perhaps a slight foul. Little chippy, I think. I think there's a little frustration, a little physicality.
Sick ball, though, right in front of Barnett, trying to turn the corner. Brought it back inside, and that one bends just, again, wide.
Yeah, a little bit of a panic shot there. I like the move to cut it back, gets it on her right foot, but I think she can put that ball wherever she wants, and so you got to force the keeper into making a save there. There's a good breakaway. Maybe deflect it back, maybe a cut back, but just kind of hitting that ball, it's got to be, you've got to force the keeper into save. You've got to put that ball in the corner somewhere. About 5.5 minutes to go. Clear Fork down by 2, getting some chances every once in a while.
Yeah, they've certainly had a lot more than Ontario here in the second half, dictating a lot of the action. We've been playing down at this end for a good grip here, certainly over the last 20 minutes of gameplay. But in this sport, it's all just about capitalization. Oh, here's another chance. Workman!
Oh, no. She does well to keep that first touch right at her feet. Just can't quite swing through it. Ends up putting it out for a goal kick where there's some missed opportunities for Clear Fork when you go back and watch it. You know, they're getting – this is a good ball in. She does well to get the touch. Just can't quite turn her hips and swing through it to the goal. You can tell she's frustrated. She knows that's a ball she wants. That's a play she likes.
Here's Lily back at it again. Looking to send it to the outside. Blue ball with a nice run. Cut off. Now the Warriors, they've done great here on the counterattack. Looking to get some fast break action going.
Looks like Lily Wertman is also down for Clear Fork. Big hit by Hattie Yukovic.
That was sick. 35-yard shot from the freshman. Game time right there. That's going to ice it.
Lily Wertman is down, holding her leg, maybe cramps. She's trying to get up. I think it's probably just, you can see the shot though, just drills it. Renee's a little off her line. I think kind of decided she to break to the ball or stay on the line. Kind of gets caught in the middle a little bit.
That's just uncommon. Doesn't matter what age you are at the high school level, to be able to pull up from the football 25-yard line and just drive it like that. And you hope for Lily, obviously, that it's just a cramp situation. But, man, one more look at this shot. That's just a laser beam. And, hey, our producer says kind of Taylor Huff-esque. I think he's got a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, it was well struck, that is for sure. I don't know if it gets on Sports Center, though, if it gets on the top 10.
No, you got to be doing it in Final Four games.
Yeah, we'll get one later. I'm sure she'll get another one this year. We'll get that one back.
Taylor's was from 50 yards out, though.
Yeah, and in the state semis, was that what that was?
Yeah, he said, hence the esque.
That's fair. I didn't realize esque left so much the imagination there.
Of course, Jesse. Just means like, you know? Open to interpretation.
Sabri Caudill checked into the game for an injured Lily Wertman. I believe her first minutes of the night. Another freshman for the Clear Fork Colts. Oh. It's an unfortunate, unorthodox play there, but it still favors Clear Fork. Kind of a dangerous chip in.
Yeah, it was lobbed. You see Hendricks coming off of her line, and good thing that she got bailed out by the back line because there was a couple of Clear Fork players making their way into the picture.
Yeah, Clear Fork's just this kind of been their style a little bit of just kind of running through challenges, and the ball just kind of keeps going their way a little bit.
Colts, though, never say die as just 2:45 to go, down 3-0, continuing to keep the pressure on. They'd love to at least get one on the board. That way they're not part of a statistic and a trivia question anymore about how many consecutive shutouts.
And the thing about this one is they've had the chances they wanted tonight. I mean, they've got, I can think of 5 quality goal-scoring opportunities. And usually you like that percentage. You like 1 out of 4 is great. 1 out of 5, you start knocking them in. So it's tough.
They've got 18 shots tonight, Jesse, and by my count, they've got 12 of them on frame.
Yeah. And I think of that 12, I think there's 5 that were, well, probably there's 2 that are off frame even really, but they've got the looks they want. It wasn't a lack of looks. It was just definitely a lack of kind of finishing that play out, getting the final play in.
And we're down to our final 2 minutes, so I think what Hattie just did kind of seals her in my mind for game MVP. 2 of the 3 goals We still love hearing from you, the fans, though. I kind of want to talk to this freshman and, just kind of get a gauge for her personality. Haven't had a chance to meet her or hear from her yet. So that'd probably be my pick, Jesse, unless you've got feelings any other way.
No, I mean, the goal is phenomenal. I think both of her goals are just really, really great goals. And when you get 2 goals against a state-ranked opponent, conference state-ranked opponent, local state-ranked opponent, I think that's huge. My only, if I got a second vote, certainly I think the keeper for Ontario.
Hendricks, yeah, Hendricks would be
has
number
played
2.
Phenomenal. I don't think she had to make any, I'll say, super stellar saves, but she has made every save she needs to make and caught the ball cleanly. And so I like a lot of what she's done, but it's hard to beat 2 out of 3 goals at this level of competition. 1 minute left. A little bit of a final run here for Ontario. Maybe get one more. Still kind of in the box. Oh, there's another big tackle. Bodies flying.
It looks like Jada's just kind of looking for contact out there. She's just one of those style of players, huh?
Yeah, they just kind of run through players to get the ball and do what you got to do.
Or at least tonight. In this rivalry,
yeah,
probably looking to initiate a little bit more than standard.
I will say this game has featured a lot of hard 50-50 tackles that I don't always see. And that's a good ball in by Clear Fork. Maybe a little too deep. But the speed of Barnett's going to just why? I don't know why she didn't pick that. I get using your feet to waste the time, but man, I don't know about that one. I will say if your only blemish is something you still recover from and don't get scored on as a keeper, that's all right.
Well, it's going to be the 5th consecutive shutout for Ontario over Clear Fork as they keep the winning streak against their rivals alive. And I think you see the celebration because they know, no offense to the rest of the league, but they're going to be the MOAC champions with this victory here tonight. And you all saw it live and free here on the OH Report. 3-0. Lady Warriors win it on the road and dancing all over the field here at the Colt Corral. Stay tuned. We'll be back with our post-game action that will include an interview with our MVP of the game. Got to be Hattie Jugovic. So keep it here. We'll be back right after a quick break.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We are here with Mechanics Bank Player of the Game, Hattie Yukovic. Hattie, freshman debut tonight against the crosstown rival, state ranked, two opponents. Great game tonight. What was your mindset before the kickoff, before the game started? Kind of what was going through your head?
There was a lot of nerves. There was a lot of just pressure, and I know that Clear Fork is a great team, and just to come out and play our best and to just try and pull out the win, and we did, so that is very good.
Absolutely. You know, you guys are a little bit younger team. You started a couple of freshmen, have a lot of freshmen play some significant minutes. What was the goal early on in the season? What was the team goal you guys talked about, that some of the things you highlighted that you really want to accomplish this year?
Just that we are a really young team, and just to come together, and we've never really played with each other before, and just to come together and to find out what we're going to do and find out each other's playing styles and just combine and work together as a team.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about you specifically. Hit some great goals tonight. You had the breakaway finish right in the corner, but then the one, I think it was about 25, 30 yards out. Did you know that when you hit that ball, it was on target and going in the back of the net?
I had a feeling, but I didn't know. She was a great keeper, and I was just lucky that it went in.
Absolutely. What's next for you guys? Obviously, this is kind of a benchmark game. Local team, conference game, state ranked, all those different things. What's next on your radar? As you're looking at your schedule, looking at the team, what's kind of the next big thing for you guys?
Right now is just regrouping, finding out what we need to get better at, looking at this game, seeing our weaknesses, and finding what we need to work at and get better at because we have a few weak breaks, and just finding what we need to do.
Absolutely. Hattie, do you want to give any shout-outs to anybody that might be watching online tonight, any friends, family, or anybody else that might be wanting to say hi?
Yeah, hi to my mom and dad and my grandparents. Hi.
All right, we are with Mechanics Bank Player of the Game, Hattie Yukovich. Hattie, great game. You can go ahead and give that headset to Brian. Absolutely phenomenal goals tonight. Really good stuff. A lot of fun to watch. Hattie, I know you're off air now, but we were counting. I think maybe you had 2 turnovers all night long. I was just complimenting. You just never turned the ball over. You made the right play, the right pass. You were a lot of fun to watch. Great job tonight. Thank you. Good job. What a great game we had tonight between 2 crosstown rivals and 2 talented crosstown rivals tonight. So much fun when you have crosstown opponents who are state ranked. Clear Fork was coming in undefeated. Ontario with just the 1 loss on the season. I thought a fantastic game. I thought Ontario was more opportunistic. They finished the plays out that Clear Fork could not, and I think that's what resulted in the 3 goals. Clear Fork, I think, they had quality chances, just did not get the ball in the back of the net.
I almost like Clear Fork's teamwork better. They possessed for longer, Jesse, as you're going to see in the final stats that are about to come up here, and they didn't have the caliber of finishers that Ontario has, and that was a difference in this game. You talked about and you heard from Hattie about that 35-yard shot that she had. I mean, she's just a confident player. You could see it throughout the duration of the match. Both her and Addie Pittman, who didn't have as many opportunities as I was expecting just from what I've seen on the highlights so far this season and knowing that she had 13 goals, but they didn't need her to because they played a little bit different style of game than at least both of us were expecting, but they got the kids that can rifle it into the back of the net from any place on the field, and that's why this team's off to the 8-1 start, state ranked number 6, and I think just going to continue to climb and climb and climb because, I mean, how much poise did that girl have in the interview talking about we're going to go look at the tape and see what our weaknesses are after a big 3-0 blowout of another state ranked team basically to clinch the MOAC.
Absolutely. I think this Ontario team, they're going to keep getting better. To her point, if that's your mindset now and you're 8-1 and you're thinking, we're going to go get better again, they're not at their best yet. I like them. I think they're a talented team. I think they're going to get better. I think they're probably going to get much better. I think there were glimpses tonight of seeing what they're capable of. I think they can score in a variety of ways. They've got a variety of players who can score. But I'm looking at their schedule here, and there's a chance this team gets up 15, 16 wins again. And what's kind of a rebuilding year for them, that's a decent accolade. And it's not that they don't have a tough schedule. They're playing a lot of quality teams. It's just they're at that level.
Makes you think about, not that they're really missing her off to this awesome start, but, Kyla Spencer, a girl that they thought they were going to rely on in her senior season, not even available. So the job that the coaching staff for Ontario has done, it's been superb to see him get off to the start because at least Greg told me in the offseason, Greg Atkinson, assistant coach, he wasn't really sure if they were going to have a great season. We'll have to find out is yep. I believe what he told me. And hey, they're checking a lot of boxes right now.
Well, and part of that is you just don't know. You can see the talent of players, but can that talent produce goals, produce wins? And for this freshman group or this Ontario group, it is. It's producing goals. It's a lot of goals. It's producing wins and a lot of wins. And so sometimes you just don't know, under the pressure of the lights and all kind of the accolades that go along with it, how players will respond. But so far, Ontario has responded in an awesome way.
And so for Coach Bechtel here talking to her team after the match where I thought they played really well. Obviously, they outshot Ontario. They had probably more quality looks just in terms of volume than Ontario did here tonight, but you come up again, not just short, but you get shut out by the Lady Warriors. I imagine it can't be a great feeling, but at the same time, there are many things that I think when they do watch the tape that they're going to be like, you know what, we competed very, very well. We're just a couple inches off here and there. So moving forward, I think Brittany and her bunch, they can't really have their heads down after this loss, Jesse.
Absolutely. No, there's certainly some key things to take away here. You know, there's obviously a very talented team there. This is their first loss of the year and beat some big schools and decent programs as well. So I think for them, it's kind of regrouping. You know, it's focusing on that finishing aspect, which has kind of been their Achilles heel, especially in games like this. You know, in this one, I just think, you know, they hit the post, they went wide, keeper made some great saves. They had the chances, and that hasn't always been the case with this team. You know, but they had the chances to score. They just couldn't find the back of the net tonight. You know, there's a chance these two could meet up again, you know, in the tournament time, depending on how the seedings fall and the results fall and all that.
Yeah.
But there's a chance of a rematch, and I would love to see these two teams match up again. I think Clear Fork had a lot of opportunities, but I also think the more Ontario plays, the better they're going to get. So it's just kind of one of those, I would love to see it again. Obviously, I know Madison would like to be in that mix as well.
Sure.
And so we'll see how that plays out.
Doesn't get much easier for Clear Fork. They have got, as you mentioned during the broadcast, Rocky River coming up next. And then for Ontario, they've got Galleon followed by Pleasant. So two, obviously, very winnable games on the calendar before they'll get tested again by Liberty Benton. All right, Jesse, last word from you just about the contest as we move deeper into the week here on the OH Report.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great game. I thought both teams competed at a high level. I thought it was physical. It was fast. You know, it got some goals in there. I thought the keeper play was great for both teams. You know, sometimes at the high school women's soccer level, you don't always see fantastic keepers. But I thought both teams, this might be not only the two best teams in the area, but probably the two best keepers in the area as well. I think they made the saves they were supposed to make. And then, you know, for Ontario Hendricks, I just thought her hands were terrific. I thought played the game in such a smart way that didn't require her to make super saves, but just made the right play every single time.
That's why Ontario will be leaving here tonight as de facto MOAC champions. 3-0, they take down Clear Fork. That's going to wrap up our coverage, though, from the Lady Colt Corral. Got to give shout-outs to all of our generous sponsors that bring you the coverage live and free here on the OH Report, including Mansfield Roofing and Home Improvement, MWD Logistics, Mechanics Bank, Knox Community Hospital, Stoodt Fresh Market, and all of our staff here on the OH Report, including Keaton Cooper, our star intern, doing a great job down on the sidelines for us here tonight. Justin Wilson was our up-top cameraman. Adam Thompson, our fabulous director and graphic builder. I'm Brian Skowronski for Jesse Ryder. Thanking you for watching, and we'll be on a live stream near you real soon. Keep it locked in on the OH Report all the time. But from the Valley for tonight, we are out of here.